welcome back to Element and our prenatal yoga series. So today's sequence is going to be all about how to help turn a posterior baby. So a posterior baby is when you're at the end of your pregnancy, your baby is head down, but instead of the baby facing towards your spine, they're turned and facing outwards instead. So this can cause a bit of lower back and pelvic pain during pregnancy. And then during delivery, it can make the process a little bit more difficult and a bit slower. So while some babies will turn at the very last minute, they're very happy to be in that position until they're just ready to be born, there are a few things that we can do to try and help get that baby into a better position beforehand. Now for the workout today, you will need a bolster or a large cushion, just something that you can sit on to give you a little bit more support. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That way you can keep up to date with new videos and tutorials that get posted to help you through your pregnancy. I also have a free prenatal health and exercise guide available. This details all of the things that we should and shouldn't be doing in terms of exercise during pregnancy. It's a great way to help you and give you tips along the way. If you would like a copy of that, I've added a link which you can follow down in the notes below. Don't forget to add any questions into the comments, and when you're ready, we'll get started. We'll begin our sequence sitting on your cushion or bolster, just something that can prop you up. I imagine you're getting close to the end of your pregnancy at this stage and you're feeling quite big and tight around the belly and the lower back. So I just want you to be able to come up off the floor a little bit more comfortably. Now, just a couple of things to remember. If your doctor has told you that your baby is posterior, avoid doing any deep squats at this time. When you're in a very deep squat, it helps the baby to engage in that position, which means they're very unlikely to move once they have engaged. Another thing that you can try doing is swimming. Now, swimming with your belly down or face down, breaststroke or freestyle stroke, just something where you've got that space for your belly. The pool is beautiful, or the ocean, for swimming because it really provides that lovely buoyancy and takes all of the weight off your hips and your lower back as well. Another thing we need to think about if the baby is posterior is avoiding slouching. Okay, so if you're tired in the evenings and spending a lot of time on the couch, I completely understand, but avoid slouching back. Okay, what that does is just really compresses the space in our abdomen and it doesn't allow the baby any room to move. So what we want to think about instead is sitting up nice and tall, and you can always support yourself with cushions to get comfortable, but any position where you're creating space for your baby and your abdomen and just allowing a nice long spine position is going to give you a lot of help. So what we'll do to begin is just sit comfortably, have your legs either crossed, maybe we're going to reach them out in front of you if that's better for your hips. Let's take the arms long beside us. Good. Now think about sitting up nice and tall, lengthening through the crown of the head. Just roll out the shoulders a couple of times. Good. Releasing any tension around the neck and the upper back. Good. And then close through your eyes. You can keep your arms just relaxed beside you. And we'll just take a couple of moments to focus on our breath. Deep breath in all the way to the very top of your inhale. And then a long, slow exhale, letting your baby, your belly just soften all the way down. Good, nice deep breaths. Let's do a few more here. As you're breathing in, feel your belly expanding like a balloon, creating lots of space around the waist. As you exhale, just feel everything softening, relaxing down. One more deep breath. Now bring your hands onto your belly. Take a moment now to connect in with your baby. Now always know that your body and your baby know exactly what to do during your pregnancy. Sending any thoughts or wishes down to your baby, telling them anything you want them to know. Let's take one more breath. Hold gently at the very top. And then slowly exhale all the way out. Good. Now you can open your eyes, reach your arms once again beside you. Let's, as you inhale, stretch one arm all the way up. And then exhale, let's take a side bend, reaching all the way over. Inhale again, lift up. And exhale, release. Other side, inhale up. And exhale, over and stretch. Take all the tension out of your shoulders, your neck. Good, let's keep flowing with these. Inhale up, exhale over. Good. So what we're starting to do is create space through the upper body. Good, and the more space we have around that upper back and the shoulders, the less likely we are to be starting to round or slouch forwards. It just provides us with a little more movement and space for our lower back as well. Great. And last one here, all the way over. Reach that arm and release it back. Good. Now take both arms out in front of you. Once again, sit up tall. Again, lengthening out through that lower back. Almost feel like your baby is slightly tipping forward. Now let's take one arm and reach it behind us now. Take a deep breath in, stretch it back. And then exhale, come back through the center. And then change, twist to the other side, reach that arm and release it in. Let's do a few more of those. So every time you draw the arm back, good, think of rotating just a little bit further through that upper part of the spine. Again, creating that space around middle and upper back here, really widening the chest. Good, widening across the collarbones. Now come back through the middle. Let's take both arms out beside us here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, reach the hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Now draw the arms back away from you, open out, lift your chest. And then just let your head release from side to side here as well. So you're getting both a chest stretch at the front and a neck stretch here at the sides. Good. And then release it back. And roll out those shoulders. Great work. Okay, let's bring the soles of the feet together now. Good, so we're coming into just a gentle butterfly pose here. Now, if you're feeling any pulling or straining on the pelvis with this wide leg stretch, I want you to bring your legs back into a cross position instead. What we do here with the butterfly is just allow a little more space for the front of the belly, but I don't want you to do that at the expense of feeling any tension. So once you're in a comfortable spot, let's bring the hands onto the knees. We're just going to start to rock the body forwards and then back to that center position. Use your inhale to come forwards. And exhale to release back. Good. So when you rock forwards, think about really lengthening the front of the belly. Let all the muscles of your core, your abdomen, and especially your pelvic floor just be really soft and really released. We don't want to create any tension or tightness through that lower part of the body. That's it. Use that inhale again. Rock the pelvis forward. Open the chest. Release it back. Good. Couple more. Good. Try not to slouch on the way back. Only coming to center. Last one. Good. Now hold yourself at the center and let's just rock from side to side here. Just adding a little bit of a stretch around the side of the abdomen down into your hip. It doesn't matter if you start to tilt a little bit. So if you feel like your sit bones are lifting, that's absolutely fine. Again, all we want to do is create space for that baby, relaxing all the ligaments, all the muscles of the abdomen. Good, so there's lots of room to move. Let's do one more each way. Good, now we'll take it into a half circle. So come around to the front, lean to the side, and then change and do that in the opposite direction. And just keep going with those. You're just rolling from right to left. Again, nice deep belly breaths, relaxing all the way down into the back. Let's go for one more here each way. That's it. Good. And then come back through the center. And just from here, get your legs into a really relaxed position. Let that belly tilt forward a bit. Good. And just focus on relaxing and take a few deep breaths here. That's it. Every time you inhale, feel like your belly really expands. Feel like the belly gets bigger and bigger so that baby has so much more space to move. That's it. Just take one more deep breath. Good. And then release. All right, let's make our way carefully off that pillow or bolster. You can just place it off to the side. Now let's make our way to all fours on your mat. So bring your hands down flat underneath your shoulders. Your knees are down directly underneath your hips. So start here by pressing up through the shoulders, just so you've got a little bit of support for your upper back. Now let your hips start to rock from one side over to the other. Again, we let the belly be really soft and free as we do this. So there's no tension around your core or your lower back. Good, just think about straightening out through the spine. That's it. Good, so similar to the idea of when we're swimming, when you've got your belly hanging down towards the ground, it's creating that space for the baby rather than sitting where you've got a lot of gravity just pressing that baby downwards. Right here, you're creating that space through the abdomen. Good, let's do one more here each way. And then make your way back to center. Take the knees out just a little bit wider. Good, and let's take some half circles. So lean your hips to one side, circle the hips around, lean across to the opposite side of the mat, and then circle around. Let's go the other way. Good, so just keep going with those. So circling forward, side, back. That's it. Good, keep taking deep belly breaths. Let all the muscles be as soft and relaxed as possible. Good, let's do one more here each way. And then make your way back into center. You can keep your knees wide if that's comfortable for you. Otherwise, bring them back in to about hip distance apart. Now this time we're going to rock the hips back and forth. Now as you go back, think about lifting the tailbone up towards the ceiling a little bit. So you end up slightly extending the lower back and creating more space across the front of the abdomen. And then come back to all fours. And again, shift back, lift the tailbone. Good, if you've got quite a big belly and it's pressing against your thighs, just take those legs wider. That's it, so really gentle here. Almost feel like your sit bones are widening and your pelvic floor is almost stretching and releasing wider as you press your hips back. Good, let's do two more of those, reaching it out. Last one. And then make your way back to all fours. Bring those knees back into hip distance apart. Now reach those arms forward and we're coming into our puppy pose. So I'll give you a couple of options here. Reach those arms out in front of you and rest the forehead onto the mat, letting your hips just lean up towards the ceiling. So really tilt that tailbone high. Now if this is a little bit too much for your shoulders, grab that cushion or bolster once again and just let your head rest on top of it. That's it. You can create a little bit more support with the arms here if you need to as well. So we just want to feel like there's lots of room to move across the front of the belly. You may want to sway the hips a little side to side in this position if it feels comfortable. Again, taking deep belly breaths. Really reach that tailbone behind you. Let's stay here for 2 more long breaths. And then slowly make your way back up. And just take a gentle seat back onto your heels for a moment. Roll out through the shoulders. Go and take a breath. Just reconnecting in with your baby. If you wish, maybe place the hands back onto the low belly. Just feel that softness around your core and your abdomen. Good. All right, when you're ready, open your eyes. Good, now we're going to make our way up to either the wall or a chair, just something that you can lean your hands firmly against. So I'll use the back of the chair for this one, but you can lean your hands against a wall or anything that's quite sturdy. So let's bring our hands to about chest height. Good, take a step or 2 back. Once your arms are straight, start to lean your body down towards the floor. And just let your tailbone lengthen out behind you. You want your feet to be flat and about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider if you need to accommodate for a bigger belly. And now just let your torso hang towards the ground. Soften the knees if you're feeling tension in the back of the legs or the lower part of the back. Good, so this is just like our downward facing dog, slightly modified. It's quite a challenging position for a lot of women at the end of pregnancy. This is a really nice way to get the same benefits without so much weight on the shoulders. Good. Now, once you're here for a few breaths and you've just started to settle into the pose, keep those knees soft and let's just rock those hips from side to side, similarly to what we did while we were in all fours. Good, really stretching out the arms in front of you, pressing back through the hips, creating that space down through each side of the body. Let all the muscles just relax across the abdomen, the pelvic floor. Just letting your body weight do the work for you as you roll side to side. And now make your way back to the center. And we're just going to start to tilt the pelvis. So round up a little bit and then bend your knees and really sit the hips back and stretch the belly down. That's it. Tuck under just a little bit and then really release it down. Again, if you need more space, take the feet a bit wider. Long, deep breaths as you do this, just whatever feels natural for you. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And again, just let that belly be free. And then slowly come all the way back to standing. All right, just shake out those shoulders a little bit here. Now we're coming into one more set. For this one, take your feet out a little bit wider than your body. So maybe about 1 meter wide. See what feels comfortable for your pelvis. You can slightly turn out the toes as well if that feels good for your hips. So reach your hands back out in front, pressing them forward, and then just let those hips lean back. Soften the knees a little bit. Avoid locking out the knee joints. We don't want any straining through the pelvis or the lower back. And just like we did before, start to sway the hips from side to side. So exactly the same sequence, just creating a little bit more space across the pelvis and lower back now. That's it. So we should be starting to feel a little bit more released around the sides of the back. Good. And sway those hips, just a couple more. Good, return yourself back to center. And again, let's think about tucking under a little bit and then just release it down. Really let your tailbone reach to ceiling. Good, and release. Nice long deep breaths here, letting the muscles be as relaxed as possible. Use your arms to support your body weight. Let's do one more. Good, and just relax. Hang out here for a couple of breaths. That's it. Last deep breath. And then just gently make your way all the way back up to standing. Good, and release. Well done. All right, to finish off, we'll make our way back to sitting on the mat. So once you're back down into a comfortable seated position, we have just one last exercise that we can do here to help that baby move and find space. So let's bring the hands right down onto the lower part of the abdomen, letting that baby just be really heavy in your hands. Sit up tall and straight, almost tilt the body slightly forward so you've got just a little bit more room here at the front of the abdomen. And what we're going to do is use the arms and the hands to physically lift that baby upwards. Try to keep the muscles of the core relaxed as you do this. So you're taking all of the weight into the hands. That's it. And then very softly let that baby release and lower back down. Good. Let's do that again. So gently use the hands to lift the baby upwards. And then relax down. We'll do a couple more of these, just being really soft with it. So that very gentle lift may just let the baby move up enough. Good, to shift it to that position that's optimal. We'll do that once more, lifting up. Forget how heavy these bellies get. And then release. Good. Now again, just let that belly be super soft. Relax your arms wherever you want. You can bring the hands back to the legs. Now we're going to finish with a short visualization and meditation. If it helps you to connect to your baby a little bit more by bringing the hands onto the belly, once again, feel free to do so. Now let's close through the eyes. Bring your awareness back to your breath just for a few moments. Really lengthen out your exhale, slowing that heart rate down. Sending all your loving thoughts, anything that you want to tell your baby, send those words down now. Now very slowly and very gently, picture your baby moving in to the most comfortable position for them. Their little head is gently reaching down towards the floor. They're snuggled in deep inside your womb. Picture your baby turning to face your spine, finding the most comfortable, easiest position for labor. that our body and our baby know exactly what to do, trusting in our own capability. Take one more deep breath in. Now hold this breath gently at the very top. And a really long, slow exhale. Let go of any tension, any worry. When you're ready, open your eyes. Good. I wish you all the very best for a beautiful and safe delivery for you and your baby. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. I hope you found our sequence today helpful. Now, this is gentle enough for you to practice each and every day if you have the time. Like I said before, if you have any questions, place them into the comments below, and I hope to see you back here again soon.